Hey, traders, welcome to episode 937. You couldn't be doing anything, and you're still here. So, I appreciate it either way. You get it, right? So what a day on the markets that started like a dream, where futures, I think they had limited up or something towards the end. I mean, and, you know, gabbing up 5-6%, and then you gave all the gains back, and we're talking we closed at session lows. What's up, Solta? Solta, was, we us. What is that, man? Onset, wait for it. Nice one, dude. Super stickers. That's YouTube's. That's them that's them competing against Twitch. Hype for that, I guess. So, you know, with the stock market selling off, guess what else followed it? Bitcoin and the altcoins. Well, most altcoins, not Link, which is up like 6% now. VeChain's up too. What? Unironic. VeChain doing things. I'll allow it. So, 7,400. We knew, like, if 6,800 was broken above on a significant time scale, there was a very good chance we could see 7,400, because that is where you go, man. And once we truly broke it, we ran straight up to it in a day. Literally in one day, 24 hours. Which was a bullish engulfing candle, and it was yesterday. You hit it no higher, and I guess that's the 75% trend line of the Equities channel. Cool. No edge on the daily. There's no selling signals per se that say, hey man, extreme amounts of bearish divergence. You could argue and say, here's a high. You sold off, you rallied. Here's a higher high. Oh my God, maybe now we're starting to show a little bit of divergence, I guess. But you know how it is. We kind of like waiting to go neutral, and then we come back on a new wave. So really kind of nebulous. Daily's not telling us too much. If you're talking about the RSI and the MACD, RSI is not overbought or oversold. It's just neutral, man. But we know this is a reflexive rally after you crashed. You've exceeded a 50% retrace, and you've just gotten to a very critical support resistance, right? October 2019, huge bounce there. Look, June 2019, after you sold off, you rallied. Can we get a sound check too? I think we're a little loud. Probably. Futures are now open. Just opened 10 minutes ago. But anyway, Bitcoin bounced, was resistance, and then you reversed, was one-time support, and then you bounced. So you're probably going to get something similar, at least at first. And it's like, wow, really surprised that we've somehow reversed a little bit at that critical support resistance that we've seen throughout the past few years. So we go to the 4 hour to strengthen the argument of like why you might not just break it and go to the moon. That's all I'm saying. Because we were mentioning it in the morning stream that you were developing some bearish divergence from a high to a previous or to the next high with lower levels of positive momentum. We identified that. It was talked about. We've been talking about it on the Discord all day. And it's starting to play out. And you did have help from the equities market having some major weakness, but who knows? It could all change tomorrow. Bitcoin's definitely been following stock market here and there. Audio is good. I think kilobytes per second's good. Second stream of the day. We were here for the morning bell. Thank you, everyone who watched that. I don't know, we went like an hour and a half. Ran on the treadmill for a while. Ate, relaxed. And then we, I don't know, a lot of us were given a very big surprise. My God. Like lottery luck. Legit, like lottery luck because of TAL. T-A-L. TAL Education. It's a company that if you watch the stream, you heard about it at least. They supply after-school tutoring to a bunch of Chinese kids in the People's Republic, or what we call Communist China. All right, had a price-to-earnings ratio of 301. It pumped. For the official setup, that stop loss was technically triggered right at it. But like you had a double top on TAL that multiple patrons identified today. And it's like, just because it ran up like that because the macro doesn't mean it's not an overvalued Chinese S stock, whatever you want to call it. They got, you want to know, here's our futures chart. We got ourselves S&P 500 futures, mini futures up top left, selling off just a little bit, 0.43% down, 2631. Dow Jones is 22,395, so selling off just a small amount, not much, man. Just everyone calm down. And crude's the bottom ledger screen, but the bottom right is TAL Education. Hit 57.25 today, was just like max pain. And then news broke. It was like this, dude.
And then, just like that,
breaking TAL Education discloses that certain employees' wrongdoing was discovered in the company and the company's routine internal auditing process. The wrongdoing consisted of the employee conspiring with external vendors to inflate light class sales. Upon the discovery, TAL says it immediately reported the development to the local police, and the employee has been taken into custody. And Seeking Alpha source right there. Get wrecked, TAL. Destroyed. And you got as low as 39 in the heat of it, but you recovered to a high after hours of 45.78. It's like tendies in jeopardy. Oh no, tendies aren't really in jeopardy. That's just what happens, man. After hours, you're currently sitting at $44 on the dot. So big. I want maximum in the chat. Thanks. Man, moves down like 30% at its low. So maybe we get follow the price action. This is almost like a lotto stock, because I mean, it could have happened to any Chinese stock on any day. Just happened to be TAL you know, when it was showing that kind of monstrous pattern. You're a TAL. Exactly. They sure are. Stay-at-home kings. Perfect. Whip it, man. Oh my God.
Bruh.
Let's go, Whippy man. Holy crap.
Bear Tindies are glorious. Hitting my DAT 23,300 target to place put spreads. TAL is glorious. Tindy Train Connect. Bear Gang salute.
Bear Gang salute. We understand. I mean, dude, your contribution just kind of triggered me, not in a you, but like it made me think about someone. I was on the treadmill and there was some analyst on there literally said the bear market is over. Like verbatim these words. The bear market's over. And maybe what he meant to say was the crash that is always the driving impulse behind it's behind what the recession to be. That's how it starts, with the crash. So he might have misworded, or maybe he doesn't even know what he's talking about, saying the bear market's over. And, you know, he's just dollar cost averaging in no matter what. Like we'll be back at, you know, all-time highs, you know, by the end of the year. No problem, dude. Like, that was the way he was talking. And it was just like, I'd never heard anyone talk like that on CNBC, really, until today. And it's just like, that's nuts, dude. We're in the middle of a reflexive rally. We got it during the Great Crash of 29. Recovered. Great Depression followed the reflexive rally. We've looked at all the crashes. They've all had reflexive rallies. 87 was a little different. Believe me, dude, this is way worse than 87 for equities. The equities market, anyway. Well, I don't know, man. Like, you know, dude, there are people that genuinely tried to make an argument based on technical analysis. That's one thing. But, you know, these people that, hey, man, I got my Series 6.6 and my Series 7. Oh, I automatically know what I'm talking about. Like, those are the worst. And that's like, there are plenty of them out there, right? You know, people only have to pass a test, one test, to be able to give you financial advice, right? Like, legally. That's it. That's all they do is study for tests. That doesn't mean they know anything, really, right? We know education's a lifelong process, and you don't need some sort of Series 7 certification to know stuff or to not know stuff, right? So anyway, you know, 7160 on Bitcoin. You're thinking we would see 7,000. I mean, I think that's a completely, we were saying that earlier with the divergence. It's completely reasonable to believe, you know, because this is a pattern, right? If it is a pattern, and it isn't just a scrubby false breakout up thrust, and then we've got this up thrust after distribution type stuff. I'm not even going to get into it. Too many haters that just can't understand a 4-hour potential pattern where we look at two different arguments, Wyckoff, and then we look at the ascending Bulkowski triangle. Too many people don't think about it like that. They think about, I'm making a call on something. No, what about, you know, we're at 80% retrace, and I don't feel like I have the greatest edge on Bitcoin right now as a trader. So you can't people are trying to put a gun to my head to make me pick a side. What are you, bullish or bearish right now? Where are we going next, dude? And it's like, well, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe there's this and there's that, right? There's arguments on both sides. Like, no, you were wrong. Like, people posting in my comments and stuff. You know, this the guy talking about Wyckoff distribution after we crashed. Well, it's like, well, we're not talking about a daily time scale or anything. We're talking about like the 4-hour, 60-minute, where you could be. But yeah, that the macro continued to rally. Look at this. I mean, that's not really like powerful breakout stuff, man. And you've already given most of that back anyway. So, welcome to being a live streamer, chat. Seriously. If I don't, like, people I don't think got the understanding of like what technical analysis is. It like gives you an edge when there's an actual edge. If there's not an edge, it can be a coin flip still. You just can't teach people, or like you just try to explain it, but it just always comes out the wrong way. For the haters, I guess. So we know we're in a reflexive rally after a crash on Bitcoin. Yes, and it could even go up to 8K, 7,800 8K. There are targets up there. There's a square up. It's very possible, man. There's not any kind of buyer exhaustion on the daily, despite what it looks like. I mean, it's just a bunch of positive momentum going sideways now and starting to maybe wane at a very critical resistance. What's up, Capitalize? Charizards. Hey, good to see y'all. We could run on over to the S&P, look at what happened. So it was kind of dramatic in the end. And now we've got things going on the oscillators a little bit. Where you've run up, you almost hit a 50% retrace. You were close. 27.93. That means it's always possible. We could fill gap. We come down here at 2,500, then rally again. I mean, we haven't hit a 50% retrace, even though we're dang freaking close, or we got close. On the Qs, and I believe the Nasdaq, we showed a hanging man reversal pattern. It certainly played out, and that's when we filled the gap. In the last 4-hour candle. What's up, DZAM? How are you doing?
Bruh.
Thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate it. No message. You just super chatting. What is this? Am I just a mental stripper and you're just throwing money at me? You're like, meh, don't worry about it. Just keep going. I just like watching. That's cool. So just undressing my mind a little bit more. I'm a mental stripper, right? That's life. So, we're in the golden zone, right? This is like ever since we broke out, man. I mean, really before we broke out, we had this channel plot, and it's like you gapped up out, and it's like, all right, like everything else we look at, this is how we size it up. And you're just respecting TA in terms of Fibonacci retraces, where we know the high end is 29.34. Don't know if we'll get there. But the 4-hour is kind of interesting, where you're now kind of showing maybe, just maybe, some bearish divergence. Oops, sorry about that. So, will we get follow through price action if this is real life? Don't know, man. Crude dumped today. It dumped today, and you would think that it kind of helped drive the prices down, even though we'd seen on Monday oil dropped like 8%, and the market gapped up real well. So it's a rising wedge. John Ball, is that true? W patterns everywhere. Yeah, I mean X, A, B, C, and then you might be going for D up here, but that's a shallow retrace. Or you could be talking about M's, X, A, B, C, D. This pretty much hit a 1618 fib extension from this previous high to low here. So I think Thursday we're getting the other joblessness claims. Isn't it bad, man? Isn't it gonna be even worse? I think we're already at like 13-14% unemployment, like now. Play the Halloween clip again. Dude, it was a good stream this morning because we looked at that, and then we also looked at the old idea, the old meme. Remember? It was the XABCD from August 30th or whatever. See if I can find it maybe. I don't know. Dang, dude, Luckin Coffee after hour. It's almost like and the fraud. It's canceled. Jet completely canceled fraud. I mean, it's such low volume, man. It's just weird. Pumping, dude. Keep going. I think I can just pull up. It's like Mitchception, maybe. Yeah, here. We're gonna do Mitchception. Dude, this is so weird. I don't know, man, how this even works anymore. I'm gonna mute myself though. What? Are you scared? Well, just know if we start dumping and selling off hard, you know, this is an area where we could potentially take a long, a very low risk, high reward opportunity for a long position and great to the upside. But again, I think you get down to those levels, there's some technical damage done, man. You broke back above all this crap you built all of last year. You want to stay above that. Wow, sorry. No, I'm saying like it's pretty cool. It doesn't matter. There wasn't really action on it. Kind of kicking myself for forgetting about it, but that was like August 30th or whatever. So sorry about the mute, man. Jeffy, man, oh my god, I'm in the jet. Sorry. Bruh. I love gold.
Let's just take a second to enjoy the beautiful bull run for gold.
Gold Connect, measure move, light of Jesus, man. You know, you broke the geometrical trend line, and once you did that, look what happened. You ran up, you achieved it. And it does kind of look like you're flagging of some sort, but kind of like, I don't know, man. It's kind of weird because you got like, is this the peak? And then, you know, you're making higher highs, lower lows. It's almost like maybe not, because you kind of had divergence here on the 4 hour. Remember that? And it did play out. So I don't know if you can say that there is valid bearish divergence on gold, but it has achieved the 100% measurement of the Adam and Eve double bottom, and would be great if we could run on up to test 1689 to 1704. Fingers crossed. It's like impulse up, and then you look like you might have downside. It kind of looks bullish. You're still very bullish on the RSI. Look at that, 63. You're in hot bullish territory right there. Tight little flag. Maybe it plays out and we see it. It would only make sense. It would only, like, the free market dictates the price of gold since 1971. You know that? But I'm talking about real gold, physical gold. It should be up here, 1800 plus. It really should, because that's how much it costs you to own a bullion. There, it's way above mark, $200 above the free market price. Thanks, Jeffy, man. Jeffy, did you just overtake? Who did you overtake? Was it freaking Whippy Man? Yeah, you did. Well, I mean, it's the same amount, but, you know, it's like the most recent person. It's Section Top Jesus. Both of y'all are just tied for that. Amazing. So, mother freaking TAL. 4581, man. It's like the question is, how high will you climb? The only sample we have, at least in the short term, is LK. And you know how it did. It pumped like crazy at first. Probably scared the crap out of a lot of people who were lucky enough to be short or have puts on it. And this is looking. This is another one. This was like, it was like last week. Fraud. And it dropped 84% by the morning. But see, this news broke pre-market, and you got TAL that broke after hours. So who knows how that's different. It's a different variable. But TAL, you know, that first day, let's see, you opened at 482, you rallied all the way to 1052, and then at the end of the day, or by the end of that first candle, you get 2 4-hour candles in a day. It ran to 687, then nothing the rest of the day, and then, you know, started selling off again. You're now at all-time lows. Closed there today, down 18%. So I don't know if, like, you know, being in education means it's going to get hit less. It's not going to get hit as hard. But, dude, you're talking about, what were they doing? Like, inflating sales numbers? That's big-time fraud. I mean, dude, I don't know. Just don't know if it's going to be as bad as looking. Their PE was 301, though, man. Trust me, I don't know. What's up, Nucleus? Rick. RSI, inputs 14, close. That's it. There you go. There's your answer. Inverse, yeah, DJ Day, yeah, the inverse head and shoulders thing. It's super kind of like scuffed. It's kind of like a really down sloping neckline. I like those. The necklines are better when they're closer to the same. And you know, you can always see down sloping ones, but you don't want too steep. And gold's is pretty freaking steep, the downside. But yeah, I understand. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Yep, we've been talking about that. Maybe. Imagine getting trapped above 2,700. Oh, FYX, what happened, man? Dude, you talk about tendies, dude. I feel bad for FYX for not being a part of the Tindy party today. This was legendary. Oh my god, it'll go down in the sands of time. That's awesome. I was thinking about, man, I'm going short. I went short communism. Communist indoctrination of their own peoples. That's what you did when you went short on TAL. If you're out there, think about it like that, man. Okay, so we'll get back to it. You need to see something, chat. XRP. Did it disrespect the TA? Not really. XRP actually respected the TA like to Jesus, man. I mean, in a way, right? Where, I mean, yeah, like it just kept repeating the same pattern. And then Bitcoin rallied, and then there was resistance, and XRP rallied with Bitcoin. All right, it happens. That's Sauron calls, Sauron beckons, XRP goes. Bitcoin said, we're going up, and XRP's like, all right, we're going up. But where did it go? It went and touched the supply line of the massive, gorgeous, Bob Ross looking rising wedge. At the same time, it went up out of the pattern just to square up multiple times. For an exchange that facilitated your order on the way down, they offloaded their position at a break-even price. And then you reversed at these two resistance areas. Down, because Bitcoin beckoned. Because Bitcoin was at a horizontal line historical resistance that we know acts as a major area where you bounce or you reverse. Right? I mean, where you reverse or where you break through it and snap it to the downside. Okay. Hard to hear about it when you're kicked from the Discord. Oh my god. So yeah, I mean, you think on Bitcoin 70 or 7,000, eventually, you know, whatever, unless market conditions are just so strong, man. There's just the support levels, the major support, you just think the 7K. And then XRP, 18.7 cents. Okay, makes sense. Just the previous highs. All right. Man, I'm telling you, I get it. It just keeps rallying, man. But it's just not a good looking pattern. It just doesn't look bullish. But it sure can go on up with Bitcoin. Look how the Dow Jones rejected the 200 weekly moving average today. Gross. That's real gross. It never hit its 50%. Yeah, nice little hanging man reversal. It follow through. Gap filled. Gap filled man. He's talking about the weekly. Oh, look, the divergence is appearing on this too, just like the SPX. Oh my god, you pick an index, it's got it. Weekly though. Yeah, I don't know, man. I didn't quite touch it, did it? 200 week. It was close, man. It's close, man. Oh. So we W in. Maybe, dude. You're just in the midst of the golden zone. Never hit the 50%. In time, you could. You still could. It got pretty freaking close to 50%. Remember, this is the zone. It's like it doesn't have to touch it like to Jesus. It has to just get in this zone and somewhere where you start showing. See, use Fibonacci, and at the same time as using Fibonacci, by the time you hit certain fib nodes, you start gaining an edge on the market because your oscillators start playing in favor of what you might want to do. You start the things we look for all the time start developing at fib nodes, right? And we're already starting to show 4-hour bearish divergence. So we might be reversing, but maybe we hang on, make a higher low, and then we run again. And then, like, by the time we get to 618, like a week or two or more, you know, maybe you start showing daily bearish divergence. But I don't know, man, if that's still if that's possible yet. See, you still just have all this positive momentum. And it's like, I don't know, you can call it hidden divergence anymore, dude. It's probably not. It's just like, this has to wane. It's almost like Bitcoin's daily, where you don't really have much of an edge. It's not really telling us much. It's just kind of neutral on the RSI, and you just got lots of positive momentum. Ugh. Adam Taryn's watching right now from the top of an 8,000 foot peak hiking trail in Boulder, Colorado. That's awesome, dude. Pictures, post it in the community, IRL, Discord tab, man. Let us see all its beauty. Are you a 14er, Adam Taryn? I'm a 12er. Never got to 14. Should we be concerned with the lack of volume? Charizard Chaser, man. Dude, again, like, the edge isn't really there on the daily. It's just not. You're at a critical resistance, and you might be starting to show lower levels of positive momentum on higher highs. But that's not saying much, because it's, you know, we like it being separate. We like getting, you lose all your positive momentum, go neutral to negative, then you run again with lower levels. But we know the 4-hour at this critical support resistance showed a little bit of buyer exhaustion. Not too much, but just enough for a reversal to happen. And again, thank the equities market. Attendees in jeopardy, chat, on TAL. $46, highest high of after, I mean, not really of after hours. Your highest high after hours was $55.85, but you get it. I mean, it's continuing to slowly climb, man. Looking for another dump. Thank you. Futures, I mean, S&P is like 0.35% down. Dow Jones 0.36% down. No big deal, man. It looks like crude might be just bearishly consolidating or something. The communist pump. Yeah, that's it, dude. It's friggin' commies. TA sounding like politicians when it comes to Bitcoin going up. A whole bunch of maybe one way or the other. Well, yeah, that dude. I mean, because you have and a lot of other people, most people have the misconception about what TA actually is. If you're under the impression that technical analysis is some sort of end all be all, it is black and white, right? It's it, man. And if it doesn't work this time, it's all fake. See, that is the misconception of the public, I guess. TA gives you an edge on the market at a certain time when all variables line up, and that's what the edge is. And so you have a higher probability of being right on your trade setup. That's all it is, man. It's not supposed to tell me the future all the time, every freaking day. Too many freaking scrubs out there think that. Yeah, it provides occasional market edges, and a lot of the times there's no edge. So why the F when I start talking about it's definitely going up, it's definitely going down? It's never definite. Nothing's definite on these markets. Nothing's certain. It's all about probabilities. Daniel C, I don't know. Let's see how futures go. Dude, it could go 5% up again or 5% down again. It's the freaking futures, and it drives this crazy, insane market, the S&P. Okay. So real quick, do want to look at Regeneron. This kind of looks like something, but if I talk about it, people will just, you know, scream curse words at me and all that stuff. So I won't talk about it, but I'll just say that, you know, you are at this major resistance. What's 505.46? Do you know? You got to look left to see it. It's a peak way back from 2017. Yeah, August 2017. And you've been up thrusting through it. Bearish engulfing candle. It's not a very strong bearish engulfing candle, but it did happen. And if you were speaking real life, is this not at the top of a trading range maybe? After it's had a just stupid run, what's the appreciated value? Regeneron, hey man, it's September 27th, 2019. What's going on? Well, you know, appreciated value 87.57% in 193 days. Wow, that's pretty nice, dude. So, oh man, I mean, I went over it in Patreon, and there's a lot of stuff here. Crypto Chef, man.
Crypto Chef tipped $25. TAL East. And Patreon pays for itself once again.
Crypto Chef, hey man, thanks for the 25. I don't know, dude. It was a lottery. A lotto. No amount of TA could have predicted freaking fraud, dude. Okay. So, thank you, man. Much love. Hoping for a terrible morning for TAL, which just is, right now, it's just bearish consolidation after crashing. We want to look at it real quick. We can. So TAL monster, right? And it ran up, right? It kind of screwed everything up by going one more time, but ended up double topping. And again, we had patrons. They're like, hey man, what do you think? It's like you're making the same high now and still lower levels positive movement. So yeah, still piece of crap that's way too expensive. And broad news broke. And then you went down here. You're at 45.70 now. So you're up right here, right in this area, right where that neckline is. Maybe that's where we open tomorrow. Oh my God, whatever. It's going to keep changing a little bit. Yeah, that's like, dude, I mean, you will open around this area tomorrow at the neckline of this monstrous pattern. So get wrecked. TAL setup was so fine. The SEC knocking on the door. Holy crap. Just reading. Clip what? Your boy Hus. What's up, dude? Did Bitcoin pump? Big difference? Nah, man, it's just hanging around 7,200. We got an hour, 15 minutes till your daily candle close, 4-hour candle close for that matter. So all is kind of quiet in the futures sphere, which that wasn't the case a few weeks ago, man. It was always like every day, edge of your seat to see how it starts. Can we look at Boeing? Sure. Get wrecked. TAL. Down roughly 5% today. Lower high than the previous high. Good God, what about the bearish convergence, man? Good Lord. Oh, on the 4-hour anyway. I think this was meant for the daily. But this trend line was plotted there. But look at that, man. That's not divergence at all. That's just bearish convergence. So that's it, man. That's all you can do is make a scrubby lower high. Guess where you closed today? 143.27. You see it? I plotted it from the daily, so it might be a little off. It's just a peak. A peak from January 2014. You fell below that. Not good. That's not really what you want. I know there's more support right below you at 137. Mysteries bound on Boeing. I don't know, man. A high or low, and now you're making lower highs. Probably going to go where the S&P and Dow Jones go tomorrow. Shorts got wrecked here. Did we make a, just go to that major high? Well, I've already done that. Daily, right? Yeah. So if you talk about like retraces, you've hit a 236, the shallowest retrace from the all-time highs to the low point of the crash. And so that's the shallowest retrace. And you reversed there because the demand was so lacking, too much supply. But you did pivot like the rest of the market, and you don't really have much of an edge on the market except maybe hidden bearish divergence on the RSI. No, that'd be bearish convergence. We've been talking about maybe hidden bearish divergence on all these assets, but they just hold on to positive momentum. So it's like, who knows? How can we rely on that if it just holds on to positive momo and it starts waning and then goes again? 5% up on future stuff, right? Not much of an edge. So for me, people asking me like, where's Bitcoin going, dude? It's like, well, if I don't have much of an edge on the daily, but I have a slight edge on the 4-hour, impending price action versus the upside, or to the downside, excuse me. We were talking about that at 7,400 today, that bearish divergence. And now it's played out. It's playing out. And I just don't know if you're going to see 7,000. See, normally what you want, like pristine conditions, are you have like, on the daily, you're finally developing some bearish stuff. There's a bearish edge. Okay, so you say, all right, this might be the time. And then you use the 4-hour to really like take the trade, right? And it's like when the daily's starting to show that bearish stuff you want, and then the 4-hour starts lining up with it, boom, that's like the strike time. That's like time to one would take their position. And it's like on any asset using the 4-hour. Because that's like where it begins, and then the daily, if it's also showing the same thing as the 4-hour, the follow through of that 4-hour divergence, whichever way, it will be much greater. Okay, so we I was about to look at one. Oh. Yeah, dude, if you're talking about Target or whatever, bearish engulfing candle today, not good. I think weak, and you made a lower high than, I don't know. You made a higher high than the March 30th one, dude. But, dude, if the macro sucks again tomorrow, Target's probably screwed. I'm talking about the 4-hour, you had a bearish engulfing candle. This is just a bunch of rejection and indecision. Yeah, you got up to 101.53. I mean, it doesn't. It kind of looks like here on the daily a V and a U, right? Like an Adam and Eve. We still need more time for it to play out at this point, right? Yeah, maybe an Adam and Eve, but you don't want to be messing around with target below this 89.50 area because look, that is your previous all-time highs where you double top. That should be a strong support, and it has been a strong support 3 freaking times. Or 2 times you hit it. You know, you almost got to it on this first March 16th low. Target's looking okay. Dude, we can get some more. If we can get some more follow through and not just dump again, hey. Amazon. What a day. Chat, I mean, what do you want? Stock of 2020. It hit 2,000. It hit the peak from July 2019. It hit the peak from September of 2018. It hit the top of the range. That's all that happened. Up 0.7%. I mean, Jesus chimes for Amazon. Going from the bottom of the range to the top. Like a king. So there you go, man. Holy crap. I'm getting tired, man. And I've only been live for like an hour. But it's just like, you know, it's the change, man. It's like going and being live for the morning bell and then also being live for like the daily candle close on Bitcoin. It's just, you know, a lot of time. So I'm not saying like I'm complaining, oh my god. I'm just saying like my focus level is just not like it is when I wake up and get going, right? What's up, Bitcoin dollar? Did I do Regeneron? A little bit. I mean, we didn't talk about the head and shoulders pattern. That is kind of just more morphing into like a double top, a higher high double top, believe it or not, which those outperform if they do reverse and go the way we think it might go. So Amazon, fantastic. What kind of retrace is that? That's not even a 786. Look, I mean, you hit the resistance, and right above that, like 2065 is that 786. So you're in deep retrace territory as it is. Yeah, this is great, man. Look at this positive momentum. You're not overbought. You're not showing any kind of bearish signals, but you do need to be cognizant of you're at the top of range. So it doesn't go over the macro. This thing could reverse to the downside. You just got to be cognizant of that. We know we love Amazon fundamentally. It's like a necessity for all households, and I mean many households in the West, right? It's like kind of turning into a monopoly or something. But we know, hey, technicals, it might be higher risk to take along here, right? That's it. Yeah, Walmart did hit all-time highs today. Yep, sure did. Traders settled up at their highest point ever today. Yep, but not the wicks. So you kind of like double topped, didn't you? At the top of the range, and not. I mean, that's like Class C bearish divergence. Oh, what's up, Angie? Good to see you. Oh my god.
Bruh.
Thanks. This up. If you're in here and you're enjoying the live stream at all and you haven't subbed yet, hit that like button, that bell, that sub. Really appreciate it. It'd be cooler if you did. So stagnation and Momo, not really signifying impending price action versus the downside, but holy crap, if we didn't reverse at the peak, 125.30. So maybe, just maybe, back test, I don't know, what is it, 120? Maybe I'm looking at 4 hour, should have been looking on the daily or something. Oh, what do I have that? Okay, it's that peak right there from October 2019. And that's off a little bit. There we go. So you're just trying to hold on to maybe some support here at 121. You know, you can see it. It is a discernible peak of some sort. So those act as support resistance in the future. Bearish Harami, I guess. Bullish convergence on the higher high. So not much of an edge, but we understand top of the range. So higher risk for longs unless you're to break out. Yeah, that's it. How crazy is it, man? Walmart all-time effing highs for the pullback because the macro sold off at the end. What's up, Philip? Burn, man. Yeah, dude, thank you for watching. It's Digin Dude. How you doing, man? Steven, send it for man. I'm gonna get up the chat. Let's go.
Is that a join?
Bruh.
Steven, man, thank you so much for joining. Welcome to the Patreon. I think it's, we got 177 strong now. Very cool, because people like you, I'm able to come back and do this stuff multiple times a day. Because of contributions to this community, I'm able to reinvest it to give you all the best graphics, you name it, right? Thanks, dude. And thanks to all the patrons who stayed from last month, who've been showing ongoing support, and thank you so much for all the new ones. True blessing. Walmart, dude. Amazon. Doing things. So AMD, I'm gonna look at that one because it was showing a bullish reversal pattern. Thank you very much. Kind of mixed emotions today. AMD had mixed emotions, right? Beautiful, beautiful uptrend. It upthrusted through it and then sold off and hit the bottom, hit the 200-day moving average, rallied and created a neckline, sold off, matched the left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And it's like you gapped up today, but gosh dang, the gap ups, as talked about, as soon as we gapped up, oh boy, you fill the gap, man. You're going to lose 5% of your value from where you are now, and it did happen. And so you're now below the neckline. So can you say it's confirmed as a pattern yet? I don't know, man. But if it was, if we were to get price action that's bullish and the S&P is to see a 50% retrace or higher, AMD is going to go up too. And I mean, a 100% measured move of this pattern puts you around 62.80, man. If anything, even if you're going to be conservative, go to the high to low, look for a 786, 53.41, because X, A, B, C, D, 786, 886, those are reversal areas to the downside, especially if the trend is truly reversed and we're in a recession, man. Right? We know how oftentimes crashes can turn into, these harmonics, and see, it's 50%, so it's a cipher though, so it can't be an 886. Yeah, this would be like a major shorting opportunity if you think that the market is bearish and AMD is going to follow SB. It's like just something you trade. 786, man. Wait, sorry, what was 6? And that's what it is, man. So we're in, forgive me, man, the log scale. That's what's screwing up. So yeah, 786, man. Reversal. $55. Okay, that is where you could expect a reversal if you're bearish on this market. That's it. Okay. That would be the size pattern you need for a major reversal of downside that would usher in a recession that would last a year or more. Yeah, this is the size of the pattern that you would need for it. Yep. I just think about it like this, man. Right? You're in this major bear trend, and then all this happens, and you come down. You make a 786 retrace, maybe you show some bullish evidence. It might be time to run to the upside, right? You get that. Hopefully. Okay. Let's take a look at our friend Monero. Oh my god, man, Monero. Privacy coin. Look what happened. Look what happens, Larry, in log scale when you make a high to low and you run up and you hit the 618 like the Jesus man. And that is where you reverse your price action. And you've now... Make sure this is like pinpoint. This is pretty friggin' close. And log scale right there. Yeah, you're like kind of breaking out. Like 1 and 2 on the bottom and 3 on the bottom, 4 on the bottom. See if you adjust here to respect that. Let's see if that's being like really conservative. You're just right there, man. Bearish reversal. It's a bearish continuation pattern, actually, where you just have a crash, you go through a bear trend, and you rally like this. I'm telling you, when the rug gets pulled, these patterns, if they play out, dude, they could be nasty. They could be real nasty, where Monero could, in time, see a freaking 32% drop in value, 35% drop in value. Future's dead, man. Super dead right now. Things getting a little complacent again. Just down 0.34%. Who knows, man? TAL still going. It looks so bullish, dude. Alright, so we've done it. Been live for 1 hour. Enjoy the live stream, like button, that bell, so thanks so much.
Bruh.
So Theodore. Yep. Joe M, the chat is like instant to the stream now. Yeah, it was a huge improvement. Very, very grateful for that. Didn't think anything like that would ever happen, but you gotta think that Google gets it because you got all these like government presidential talks and they need everything to be real fast because they don't want to get left behind in live streaming. Now they're realizing, oh god, live streaming is like way more legit now than it's ever been because of everyone's being at home. Yeah, power hour, sure. We already had one of those, didn't we? Thanks for the 607 people here. 252 likes. Hey man, 300 just right around the corner. We have the technology and the peoples. Oh, grab. Tendies to rebuild crypto fractal. Yes, one tendy at a time. Capitalize. It'll change tomorrow probably with how things are going. I don't understand. What's up, Sultan man? Thank you for the Polish currency, man. The 25 Polish. You know. You get a chat. Thank you, dude. 657. Holy crap. That's Ethereum Classic, dude, in jar. So, you know, many altcoins look very similar to what Monero's looking like, dude. With an XRP, EOS, Neo. Lots of them, man. VeChain that's up 7% today. Did things. Got much higher. Was up 4.6 tenths of 1 cent today. Holy crap. Let me show you what it looks like on the daily, man. So you did. as of today, break back above all these major ice line resistances. You've done it. You're above. That's awesome. High to low, you're in the golden zone now. You did it, finally. I mean, the 50% retrace is up at 5/10 of 1 cent. And that's near the 200-day moving average as well. Huge amounts of volume, but lots of selling. And that probably had to do with Bitcoin. Like when before Bitcoin got down to like 73.50, when it was still at like 7,400, I think VeChain was up there. Dude, Art of JR, man. Chesapeake Energy, what a joke, dude. So Florian. So there's so much positive momentum. Stupid amounts. So no real edge. You're not really given an edge on VeChain on the daily right now. No. 4 hour, it's kind of like XRP. Nope. It's like where you have higher levels on price and higher levels on your oscillators. That's bullish convergence. So, I mean, I could try to plot the same type of pattern. I think it's like you had a false breakout, didn't you? Excuse me. Just take 1 and 2 here. What it was, and yeah, you're like right there. Maybe we try log scale. How would that play? Yeah, it's like an up thrust in log scale. I mean, exponential losses, so it is not out of the cards to think it's kind of viable of an idea to be looking at VeChain and log. Just do it like that, kind of. The touches. Is it just a major fake out? My God. If anything, you could also anchor 1 and 2 here and then 3 here for a parallel channel, and I think you're probably still completely within it too. Bitcoin Cash happenings tomorrow? Whoa. Pocket Miner, wow, dude. I'm really sorry to hear that, dude. Dang, man. Well, I'm glad that somehow my streams can help. I don't know how at all. But I couldn't imagine, man. And I have no idea how that feels, so I can't even try. Sorry, Pocket Man. Dang. Future is flat. TAL is still kind of like flat. Ethereum 200-day moving average. Yeah, you're testing it as resistance. Yep, sure are. And not much else because you've broken tons of resistance. Oh, actually, now you're kind of below it. This is Ethereum. Right, from the crash to the low point, you're in the golden zone. Between the 382 and the 618, you made it, finally. There's that 200-day moving average that our friend, of course, our friend, excuse my French. That's his name. That's, you know, he brought it up. So it's like, yeah. But look where you are. Look left. A critical area we've had plotted, we've regarded, we know it's a resistance. February 24th, 2019, a peak. Also a valley from September 2018. So that's where we are. A battleground. You're just like, it's like that's the 7,400 for Ethereum. So if you're talking about a flag, because you can't really draw a wedge out of it, it just doesn't line up as well. It lines up as a channel better, not just disregarding the wick, which is going 1 and 2 on the top and then 1 on the bottom, and then you get another touch. You rallied, right? But you never hit the top of the channel or anything. But it's like you've up thrusted through 165.75, and now you're at 165.30. So you're below it, kind of, but you're just right there, man. And no bearish divergence on the 4-hour or daily. Nope. So there's no edge to believe that Ethereum will sell off after, you know, we've already sold off. But I'm just saying, like, there's nothing implying that Ethereum's runs over, which is real, man. I mean, it could just pivot, make a higher low than these lows down here, and eventually run again and see a 50% retrace, which isn't weird. But you know it's going to follow Bitcoin, whatever Bitcoin does. All right, we know on the daily for Bitcoin, there's not much of an edge. There's only kind of an edge on the 4-hour, and it's pretty much played out, or it's in the midst of playing out right now, where you're still just right around $7,200. Chat. RIP. Attendees on TAL continuing to float on up the Riviera Paradise. We committed fraud, but we're only down, I don't even know what that is now. We're only down 10% now. Really? Think about the children, man. Don't short the Chinese, communist Chinese indoctrination camps, which is pretty much what, I don't know, man. You know, they educate people, they teach them math and science and stuff, but, you know, don't say anything about what kind of government you're in. Like TAL Education, they have communist people, oversight people that watch everything, make sure that nothing's being taught bad about the Communist Party. So why can't we call it somewhat, you know, communist indoctrination? I mean, like, what? Are you trying to say that there's hidden bearish divergence going on Bitcoin? Or are you saying that the peaks don't matter? Right? I mean, there's an edge on Bitcoin. What, a high on price and a higher high and a much lower high with much higher levels of positive memo? Sure, but it could just continue on the MACD. RSI, no edge. You know, that's bearish convergence, which, you know, that's not really a bearish convergence. It could just extend on. So yeah, if you want to try and argue and say there's hidden bearish divergence because one peak to another peak, sure. That will eventually subside. I know that, big time. You can't hang on to this forever, right? And you did make a new high and its lower levels, a positive memo. Yeah, eventually this will go back to neutral. And why would we go back to neutral? Because we're losing value on Bitcoin. So I do think no matter where it is, whether it's 7,400, 7,800, 8,000, I think we're going to have a major leg down again. That's what I'm waiting for. If you put a sell, what is it? If you put a sell order on town now at the close position, wait. If you put a sell order in now, do you mean a market sell order? You know, it says around 55. Would I get that when the market's open? No. If you put in a market order, you'll get it wherever it opens at. So if it's down like 10%, you would immediately sell at whatever the price is at open tomorrow. My goodness. Man, I hope so, Aaron. I really freaking hope so. Is that an edge? Stop edging, chat. Gross. It just keeps going, man. Who cares about fraud? Pump it. It's not always what it seems, man. Yeah, dude, for sure. Market orders seem generally ill-advised. Absolutely, man. Yeah, you want to make sure there's a limit price. But no, they were just asking, right? So I was just telling them, like, they said, what would happen if this? And I'm like, this would happen if that, right? So that's all. I mean, no one asked me, like, is that a good idea? So, no, I mean, market orders, you normally never want to do that. You always want to try your best to get a limit order in, just so you know exactly what you sell at. Dude, I mean... And normally you don't want to be in an asset that is so illiquid that you get screwed doing a market order, right? You want to be in something with over 1 million volume. Draw the wedge on Bitcoin's 4-hour. I don't know, man. It's kind of like... weird looking. I don't have to draw it to know it's there. I mean, like, yeah, what are you talking about, like that? Look, it's like a sloping consolidation, but people probably want to use this down here on the 4-hour, you said. Definitely not much of a wedge, is it? But that's pretty cool, though. If you adjust that crazy scam wick 1 and 2 here, look how you upthrusted through it. And it was confluent with the overhead resistance from 2018. So I mean, I think that's a structure. Like, people are trying to say, no, dude, no, do it from down here, and do it like this, man, or something. I don't know, man. It just, to me, is weird. Maybe we could try log scale. Still don't think that's really going to help. Right, so much white space. That's why I don't believe it, man. It's just a crap load of white space. That's not really part of the I think the pattern starts up here. So if you're going to do any kind of wedge, it's there, kind of, right? But not really. It's more just like upsloping channel stuff. But if it helps you sleep better, whatever, man. What's up, fish face? Hey, Heath. Stonks. Yeah, man. Stonks, dude. Why is TAL getting so much focus right now? I mean, it's not so much. Well, I mean, it was we identified it as a potential bearish reversal pattern, and it was a trade set up on Patreon, and you know, it ran up kind of too high, kind of double topped again, but after hours today, like, they had an audit, a self audit, and they found that there was fraud being committed, and that is why, and it dumped. So I mean, it was down like 30% at its low at $39 before it's had a pretty nice rally. That's why, because it was something that was relevant to us, and we're in positions on it. Well, I mean, I still have my positions on it. It's a lotto. It's like a lotto dream trade. It's like, very rarely is it going to happen to you, okay? It's not like we call it fraud. Wait, dude, I think TAL's gonna get, you know, accused of fraud today. You know, the oscillators are pointing to that. No, it's not, just not how it works. Okay, so whatever you want to say, man, maybe that's an adjustment that might be something. Not so much of an ascending triangle anymore, is it? If you make that adjustment. But we do know 7K is like, if it was a ascending triangle, where it might bounce. Hasn't done it yet. 40 minutes till your daily close. 7180. Thanks for the 600 here. Probably just about to get out of here. All right, I'm just gonna take it easy this evening. Already looked at VeChain Dan Broncos, but you've got that special amenity or feature, DVR. You can just rewind. Wasn't too long ago we looked at it. I don't know, maybe 20 minutes ago, max. Okay. Why do so many people care about Bitcoin Cash happening? I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's just, whatever. It's just something that's happening. And before, oh, it's happening before Bitcoin, so it's the real Bitcoin. I guess that's how it works. Yeah, Danny, dude. Let's go. What's up, Tabasamu? Hello, man. Thank you, dude. For that. So that's about all I got in the tank today, chat. Alright. Covered a decent amount. It's been our time efficiently. We haven't really wasted much. It's business, dude. We're working. We're analyzing things, right? I mean, tendies on TAL. If the tendies hold, man, who knows? So I'll just be back. Thank you for the likes, love, support, the contributions. Seriously, Jeffy, dude, Crypto Chef, freaking Whippy man coming in with a 50, Dzam, Solta. Thank you, dude, for those super chats. That's it. Thank y'all. And also, what was it? We had a new patron join as well. Thank you, Steven, dude. It means everything. So if you're starting to turn around a little bit, not much. 37 minutes, chat, till your daily close on Bitcoin. You want to break and close above 7,400, but it may not happen, man. So could see 7K again. So I'll be back. Till next time, respect the TA. Dude, chat, oh my god, I didn't even know. 24,000 subs, chat, we've done it, oh my god. $24,000, man. Thanks so much, everybody, for the subs. Y'all are kings.
Bruh. Bruh.
My name is JP. I'm a robot. I like robots. I have a robot vagina.
Adios, turd nuggets.